Brutal SWAT is super good on the field here. Guys, if you are in the game, I advise you not to be cheating and be streamer snipping. All right, but that's not what we want tonight. So I'm just going to give a minute or two for people to find their way around this the place. And hopefully not be cheating and streaming or whatever. Brutal SWAT jumping in with the big amount of damage from the lower half of the map into the field here. Amongst the big brawl here, all our competitors are exchanging blows here. A conflict between what looks like an entourage of dog builds, and it is making it incredibly easy for Brutal SWAT to just knock them out of existence here. And he will have a tactical cloak there as he approaches his adversary a little bit closer there. Video Dead is going to take a big, fat kicking, and at the end of that initial engagement within the first few minutes of this match, we have Brutal SWAT with 2 kills to his name. I don't believe it, and he's still looking good. He's still looking like it's his first day at school, people, so he is going to be making his way over to an interesting side of the map here. I don't want to be giving it away too much here, and hopefully from that be making great work with his weaponry. On board with Video Dead, gets in with the tactical camouflage, and is looking to approach someone very soon. If he can get a good contact on this, I think it would be, yeah, it's him with a dog build and a few cannons on the inside of there. They're shotguns, in fact. Gravistar's purple item there, known to overheat your enemy's car parts as well as their own, as well as themselves there. The Gravistar is a high risk reward item there that has been dismantled, and Video Dead will not have enough for himself, is taken out. Unlucky. Brutal SWAT still in lead with his 2 kills, guys. It is getting a little bit stale out there with our 5 players. I think we're deciding to play a little more tactically here, and instead of perhaps a giant brawl in the center, Video Dead trying to bring back some of that lost street cred from the previous round. His wheels absorbing lots of damage as the amount of punishment coming out from Brutal SWAT is substantial there. Does manage to hold on with his weapon. The Video Dead has nothing to reply with, instead deciding to bow out of that round there into tiny little pieces. Brutal SWAT still in a very good position. Quite a sturdy build he has rocking there with the 6 shivers on the sides there. So if people do decide to ram him, they will perhaps be inflicting more damage upon themselves if they don't hit him just right. Honestly, if I were to give you some insight onto the game, Brutal SWAT, the build that did just explode before you, could do better with some more of a, would be weak, in fact, against some ramp builds, would be very weak against that. That's the only thing I can comment on. Video Dead in a very good position here on Manipulator, holds him down and is forcing him out there. Video Dead gets a kill to his name. Good. And he is on 3 kills, so he's perfectly in the midfield here, lacking a little bit of mobility. Brutal SWAT actually jumping around him, taking a bit of damage himself, but Video Dead needs to put some distance between him and his enemies and hopefully get it into a position to re-engage here. Will set Defresh 12 to the brightest shade of red. He will receive increased damage for those parts that are glowing red, guys. You need to know this. Perhaps you're new to the game and whatnot. Yeah, you don't want to overcook your parts here. It will leave you damage exposed and a huge target for your opponents to just zone in on like a hungry flock of vultures. Like Nozu, you can see that red little glowy light on the front side of his car means he's going to self-destruct his car, which does an incredible amount of damage to the area around your vehicle, and it will also grant you a few extra kills if your enemy is caught in the wrong position. Anyway, with Nozu, he is our first place player here and is deciding to pick and choose his conflicts, as there is another brawl towards the midway point of this game. 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes left on the clock. Nozu is picking his engagements here and does pick a kill for himself, make that 2, extending his lead now to 7. He is 3 kills short of a win here. He has a dual breaker for his build, coming in at 9,993 PS for his vehicle. Very smooth. I very much enjoy the not only the functionality but the aesthetic of this vehicle. Somewhat light, not as much armor compared to the other vehicles, but however it is also painted black. I feel like being painted black is a benefit in some way. But we'll also for our leader Nozu will be a lot faster, similar to Brutal SWAT. He's a little more compact, a little more agile, that mobility allowing him to navigate between those obstacles there as he is nearly rammed. Looking at his HP, 1521 is super good for him right now. He does almost get the kill there from Manipulator. Defresh bows out. Brutal SWAT getting airborne as he jumps over Nozu, our current kill leader here. Nozu decides to stick with the engagement as he spins around. Brutal SWAT is going to welcome that as he does dish out a little bit more damage. Unfortunately, it won't be enough. Does get his weapon stripped out and will now self-destruct under Video Dead. That absorbs a ton of damage for him. Video Dead actually jumping on, like, theatrically wise, he kind of jumped on the grenade there and took that for the team in a sense. So sort of high fives to you, Video Dead, of taking that one. With one weapon remaining, D-Fresh is going to go for the kill here. If he does take him out, he will earn himself an extra point. Is unfortunately not going to do that, and Video Dead does pull an extra kill for himself. Not much going for him now. Has done well to hold on so far. Is deleted by Nuzu, who is tied first with D-Fresh. A lot of lances on the front of this car. We're going to see these lances in action, and I am sure to God they're going to be impressive. There we go. A lot of damage there in one hit. Such a short amount of time. A lot of damage going in. Just over 1,000k. D-Fresh on that connection there, but is raised up by Manipulator. The Mauls with that with that increased melee damage, doing a lot of points to D-Fresh, who is in a vulnerable position, does decide to explode himself amongst Video Dead and Manipulator, and gets a kill for him, and that will be it. As we come to the end of that was madness. And D-Fresh, I'm seeing here on my screen as number 1. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Well played, everybody. I give you 2 minutes.